My name is Viskochil. I am a school psychologist here in the Davis School District, and this is my second year with the district. So one of my goals is to try to engage students and develop their academic skills. One of the biggest problems with some students with disabilities is their executive functions. So what the executive functions are is they're all in your frontal lobe. They're planning, monitoring, organization of materials, coming up with problem-solving strategies, managing your own behavior. And so a lot of students I work with have a really tough time with that. And so what I wanted to do was create a group that was specifically dedicated towards teaching those skills that some of us take for granted or develop naturally. It's really not, it's not stigmatizing, it's not demeaning, it's really about, okay, what is an executive? What does an executive do? What does their day look like? And so it's a new way of thinking about developing those executive skills. At Vista Education Center, every student there has a specialized education program. It's the most restrictive placement in Davis School District. There I do a lot of file reviews. I look at what sort of assessments need to be done, how can we best help these students. I don't usually run as many groups in that setting. It's much more about getting to know the students. I do a lot more individual counseling there. So the other two are elementary schools, and in the elementary schools, my role is a little bit more typical of a school psychologist. I run social skills groups, the executives groups I mentioned. I do a lot of testing, so cognitive, social behavioral testing to see, what is a student's learning potential and how can we figure out, what cognitive strengths do they have, can we build on those? I try to figure out, okay, where is the student struggling and how can I help the student join in their education and get the most success out of it. I often say that this is the best job. I have the best job. I have a ton of autonomy. I am able to sort of structure my day in a way that gives me some freedom to pursue my goals and in a way that I'm able to help students in a really big way. One of my favorite interventions is the Say OK program. And what that is a lot of children struggle with non-compliance. And the Say OK program it's just a bunch of boxes and it says, say OK today. And every time an instructor gives a precision command or an instruction and the child says okay and complies with that instruction, they get a check. And this program has been able to turn one particular student's educational setting completely around, where he was at the start of the year picking up chairs and holding them over other students' heads and yelling and screaming and throwing keyboards in the computer room. He's gotten to the point, he's not completely compliant all the time, but he is working really hard and he is able to stay in his chair, he's able to get his work done, and he comes up and he shows me this one time he got 13 check marks, which is huge for him. And so it's actually pinned up on my wall over there.